25 of 810 varsity.
People's Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of local businesses. Hi, this is Matt Morrow. If you're looking to start your own business or make improvements to your current business, talk to our experienced team at People's Bank. Our team is committed to providing you prompt service and helping you build your business. And you know, we're pretty good at it. We've been helping local businesses for over 117 years. People's Bank and Trust on the corner of Maine and Kansas since 1898. Member FDIC.
When do you think about your insurance? Chances are it's when you're paying your bill or filing a claim. At Briar Payne Meade, we always think about your insurance. It's what we do. Buying a car, having a baby, building a home, starting a business. Then it's time to call BPM at 913-681-099 or visit us on the web at bpminsurance.com. Great service and extremely competitive rates from the top-rated companies. Briar Payne Meade, 913-681-099. That's 913-681-099.
Get rid of that back and neck pain today. Westwood Chiropractic has been relieving Kansas City residents of pain for decades. Dr. Ken Downing has over 30 years' experience. Call anytime at 913-432-5678 or visit westwoodchiropractickc.com. Westwood Chiropractic, health and wellness for the whole family.
Hutchinson Community College has over 70 academic and more than 40 technical programs providing an outstanding education. With small classroom sizes and award-winning instructors, Hutch CC has an active campus life with over 50 student organizations and nationally ranked athletic teams. Hutch CC has many opportunities when it comes to your higher education. Take classes on the main campus in Hutchinson through your outreach centers in Newton or McPherson and online. Earn credits while still in high school. Schedule your visit today or visit hutchcc.edu. Hutchinson Community College, your education destination.
This is Tom Pruitt, President of People's Bank and Trust. Since 1898, we have provided quality products and services to meet your financial goals. Our success is achieved through our greatest asset, our people. People dedicated to our core values of integrity, respect, teamwork, leadership, and accountability. We have proudly remained independent, committed to local ownership, operation, and investment. If you're looking for more from your bank, we invite you to come see the difference 117 years makes. People's Bank and Trust, adding value to people every day. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Salina, Kansas, and what a day it has been already. The third place games, they played them earlier today. In the second third place game, we saw a buzzer beater to send Ark City the championship of that consolation game. And then in our first state championship game, we saw the girls of Bishop Miege and the girls of McPherson go into overtime after Riley, head of McPherson, hit a three-pointer inside 20 seconds to go to send that game into overtime. McPherson would end up winning that state championship game. But the game that we have been waiting for, not only all day, but really all season, is about 5 minutes away from tipping off. It is the grudge match between the Miege men and the McPherson men. It is the same matchup that we have had in the 4A1 state championship game the last 2 years, and now today we make it 3 straight years with Miege and McPherson meeting up for the 4A1 crown. Miege has won it the last 2 seasons. They have taken it away from this McPherson squad. McPherson, they'd like to finally get the better of Miege before their storied senior class is done playing for the Bullpups. But Bishop Miege, they would like to add another one on the mantle for head coach Rick Zeke. I am Tim Sproul, happy to have you along on 810varsity.com. And like I said, it is, in every sense of the word, a grudge match. This is absolutely a rivalry. It may be one of the fiercest rivalries in Kansas going on right now. You look back at some of the matchups over the years, like I said, not only the last 2 state championships, but also the year before that, 2014-2015. These 2 teams met in the 4A1 semifinal round. McPherson actually got the better of Miege in that game, 79-68. The next year, Miege took down McPherson in the 4A1 championship game, 69-59. That was Jeremiah Robinson Earl's freshman season. Last year, Miege and McPherson met in the regular season down in McPherson. Miege manhandled them, 87-54. And then they met again in the state championship a year ago. We were there on 810varsity.com watching that game. I had the privilege of broadcasting that state championship rematch between the 2 teams, and it was something. It was a 1-point game going into quarter number 4, and then Miege ended up pulling away in the big 4th quarter. Jeremiah Robinson Earl, 16 points in the game. Ben Pyle went crazy, but again, was not enough for McPherson on that evening. He had 25 in the state title game loss. And now this season, they have already met again in the regular season this year. They met back in early December in Kansas City. This time, they played at Bishop Miege High School, and again we were there. We were there with ESPN Kansas City, our game of the week, 810varsity.com, also there, and it was arguably the best game in Kansas. It was the best game I had the privilege of watching all year in Kansas. Again, 2 of the best teams in Kansas coming into the year. They were 1-2 in the 4A1 poll. If you had a poll of Kansas, regardless of classifications, these 2 teams would both be in the top 5, guaranteed at the beginning of the year. They met in the early season. Back and forth they went. A 1-point lead for Bishop Miege going into quarter number 4. Both teams tried to kill clock in that 4th quarter. Lead changes in the 4th quarter back and forth. Ben Pyle, down 2, had a shot to tie the game, or to beat McPherson ahead, rather. They got the ball with a minute 7. He took a shot with 8 seconds left in the game. They took it all the way down, missed the fadeaway jump shot. They fouled Miege, put Ezekiel Lopes on the line. Lopes hit 1 of 2 free throws. And then with 1 second left, Ben Pyle had a runner that would have forced overtime that clanged off the back iron. 48-46 final. Bishop Miege took down McPherson back in December. You fast forward now to mid-March, and these 2 teams, we said it that night. They probably have a date coming in Salina, and here is that date in Salina. McPherson, they only lost that 1 game all year, 22-1 are the Bullpups coming in to the state championship game, and they've got some really impressive wins. They took down Derby, the 6th-ranked team in 6A at the end of the year, 73-58. They won that back in December. Shawnee Mission East ended the year ranked 7th in 6A. They beat them in January, 61-49. Bishop Carroll, they ended the year ranked 6th in 5A. They beat them in January as well, 61-51. So this McPherson team, outside of the Miege game, they were still battle-tested, and they passed those tests in flying colors. As far as Bishop Miege, 21-3. Of course, they played in the EKL. One of those losses coming to Blue Valley Northwest, one of the best teams in the state of Kansas, and they lost a couple of weeks ago with benching some players against Bonner Springs. It was a game that really Bishop Miege didn't really want to show their hand to a good Bonner Springs team that they knew they would play inside the sub-state rounds, and they ended up meeting them in sub-state and ended up manhandling, honestly, in the sub-state finals. And now they have both played their way into the state championship game. McPherson did it by beating Spring Hill in the quarters, and last night beating Arc City in the semifinals. And Bishop Miege did it by beating Labette County in the quarterfinal round, 65-49, and then pulling away from Andover Central last night, 58-47. We'll give you some numbers and everything real quickly, but first let's get you the starters. McPherson, they are led by head coach Kurt Kinneman. They're going to be in those white uniforms. They will be the home team. They are the higher seed in this tournament. They're the number 1 seed. Bishop Miege is the number 2 seed. McPherson, their starting lineup, it looks like this. It's been the same starting lineup, get this, for the last 2 years. The exact same 5 was here last year for McPherson that is here tonight. They are like this. Mason Alexander will run the point guard duties. The 6'1 senior averages 13.5 points a game, 5.5 assists per game. In the backcourt with him will be Jake Alexander, a 6'4 junior, averaging just a shade under 14 points a game. Shoots it better than 42% from beyond the arc. Drew Labertu, a 6'3 senior, will round out the backcourt, 2.5 points a game and 3 rebounds a game for McPherson. And in the post, Thomas Diggs, a very good defender at 6'1 senior, but again, he will play big. He's a physical kid down low. And Big Ben Pyle, 6'7 senior, He is committed to play basketball at Western Illinois next year, and again, arguably one of the best players in the entire state. He's averaging 23 points a game, more than 7.5 rebounds a game, also 2.5 steals per game for Ben Pyle. He's also the leading point scorer and leading rebounder in McPherson boys program history. Bishop Miege on the other side, they are led by head coach Rick Zeke. They have won the last 2 state championships in 4A1, trying to make it 3 here this afternoon. And their starting 5 looks like this. The point guard will be Jeremiah Garrett, the 5'11 senior, averaging more than 7 points a game, 5 assists per game. Ezekiel Lopes joins him in the backcourt. The shooting guard is Deadly, 6'2 senior, averaging 14 a game. He's a pretty good three-point shooter as well. Hit 3 of them in the third quarter of their semifinal win yesterday against Andover Central. Rounding out that backcourt, Spencer Jones, 6'5 junior. He's a matchup nightmare. He had a double-double yesterday, his first double-double ever in a Miege uniform in the semifinal round. Josh Early, a 6'8 junior, had 9.5 points, 7.5 rebounds on the year. And Jeremiah Robinson Earl, a 6'9 junior. If you don't know the name, you better learn it. He averaged 22 points a game on the year, averaged 7.5 rebounds a game on the year. He's a 5-star recruit in the junior class. He has gotten offers from all of the power teams, KU, North Carolina, Arizona, UCLA, all of those guys have come offering him. Kansas State, they came offer him, another local team. This guy is every bit as good as his 5-star ranking, depending on who you look at. According to Rivals.com, he is the 15th ranked recruit in the junior class. According to 247sports.com, he's the 24th ranked recruit in his class. But hey, you're flipping a coin at that point. This kid is outworldly. And not only is he going to play at the Division I level, he may be playing in the NBA at some point in time. Again, this guy is the real deal, and he led them in that game earlier back in December. Robinson Earl put it up against Ben Pyle in that first game of the year. He had 19 points. Ezekiel Lopes, his running mate, had 14. Pyle, on the other side, he had 15 points in that December matchup, but again, he was held scoreless in the fourth quarter. He went real quiet in the second half. 15 points, almost all of them came in the first half of that game. Jake Alexander also had 14, and again, in that game, things really slowed down to a crawl, especially in that fourth quarter, and it is the grudge match that everybody in the state of Kansas has been waiting for. These are arguably 2 of the top 5 teams in the state. I don't know a lot of people that are actually going to argue that fact with me. Again, 2 of the best players, Ben Pyle going to Western Illinois next year, and Jeremiah Robinson Earl, one of the best recruits in the junior class. I am Tim Spurl once again on 810varsity.com just moments before tip-off. And yesterday, again, both of these teams had to go win their semifinal games. And, they both had their struggles, actually, in those games. McPherson took on Arc City. It was a victory over a scrappy Arc City team that ended up winning the consolation game today, 54-44. But McPherson really had to pull away at the end. They used a strong fourth quarter, and eventually just wore them out with their size. Jake Alexander, he had a huge game, 23 points, 8 of 15 from the field. But Ben Pyle and Mason Alexander really struggled. Pyle had 17, but he only shot 5 of 14 from the field, 1 of 5 from beyond the arc. It was a rough day at the office for Ben Pyle last night, and he had a great quarterfinal game. He went 8 of 10 in the quarterfinal round against Spring Hill, but again, really struggled against Arc City last night. Mason Alexander, not a lot better, 9 points to go along with 7 rebounds, 6 assists, but he only shot 3 of 10 from the field and 1 of 6 from beyond the arc. 41% from the field as a team, and again, McPherson, not their best game, but they did get through the semifinals. Miege, again, not any better. They also played pretty poor yesterday, considering the amount of talent that they have and how good they worked with the regular season. They took on an Andover Central team that, again, was really solid throughout the year. They were very good all season. They ended the year ranked in the top 5 in 4A1, but they had their problems. Ezekiel Lopes was the man that did most of the damage. 19 points in the game, 6 of 13 from the field. Hit 3 big threes in that third quarter. Josh Early had 12 points on 6 of 7 from the field. But Jeremiah Robinson Earl, 12 points, 12 rebounds, but it got masked because he was almost a no-show in the second half. He had 3 rebounds and 2 points in the entire second half. Also picked up a late technical foul that in the situation really almost cost Miege big time. They were up 7 at the point. He picked up a personal foul, then picked up a technical foul in succession and allowed Andover Central to cut the lead to 5. They could have cut into it even more had they been successful on the possession, but it was a frustrating second half for Robinson Earl. As a team, Bishop Miege shot 46% from the field and 21% from beyond the arc, but they really killed Andover Central on the glass. They were plus 21 in the rebounding category. Also, I should mention Spencer Jones. His first career double-double again came yesterday. 10 points, 11 boards in that semifinal victory over Andover Central. Again, one more time for you, the starters for both teams. McPherson, same starting five they've had the last 2 years. Mason Alexander, Zake Alexander, Drew Labertu, Thomas Diggs, Ben Pyle in the middle. And for Bishop Miege, Jeremiah Garrett, Ezekiel Loeb, Spencer Jones, Josh Early, and Jeremiah Robinson Earl. And I keep saying Ben Pyle, the man in the middle. Don't get me wrong, he is going to be everywhere. There are times where he's going to be posted up. There are other times where he's going to bring the ball down the floor. He is Mr. Do-It-All for this McPherson club. Again, if you are not familiar with him, he is some player to watch. He's committed to play at Western Illinois, but he is a supreme talent. He is absolutely a Power 5 talent, but he's going to play basketball at Western Illinois. That is no slight at Western Illinois. That is just a high compliment to Mr. Ben Pyle. He will set in the middle circle to tip things off against Josh Early, the 6'8 senior, the 4A1 state title game. On 810varsity.com, these two teams have met for 3 years now to determine the 4A1 championship. Miege, they've captured the last two. McPherson, they'd love to finally put one back on their mantle. The two previous to Miege, those are McPherson's titles. These two teams have split the last 5 state championships. This may be the most balanced matchup we have had in the last 3 state title games, and it is Miege starting with it in those red uniforms, going left to right. McPherson will wear those whites, and here's a 3-ball right off the bat. Spencer Jones off that double-double yesterday starts Miege with a bang. Alexander lost the dribble. Trying to leak out was Jeremiah Robinson Earl, but that pass was airmailed. Good job by Pyle of retreating to get back to it. Bishop Miege has won the last 4 matchups between the two teams. Alexander with it behind a Diggs screen. Pyle again struggled to shoot the ball last night. Diggs spinning in the paint. Tough look, but an offensive board and a new possession now for McPherson. Despite Pyle dropping 17, he had to do it on 14 shots, and his three-point shot was not falling. He will drive here, put up a runner off the glass that will not go, but he will earn a trip to the line. And something that was off about Ben Pyle yesterday in that game, he's normally a very good free throw shooter. On the year, Ben Pyle is a 76% free throw shooter, but they just weren't falling for him last night. He's 6 for 11 from the line yesterday, and trying to get refocused from the line today as he hits his first free throw. Again, like I said, it was just a bad day at the office for Pyle, but he has had some really good games against this Miege team. He had 15 back in December against Miege. And last year in the state championship, 25. He has his first 2 here, a minute 15 in to the ball game. Garrett, back to Jones. He'll try another 3. Why not? In and out, no good. Offensive rebound, Robinson Earl can't finish, but he got fouled, and he's going to go to the line. And this is where Bishop Miege really takes advantage of teams, is on the glass. They've got a lot of size down there. Robinson Earl goes 6'9". Josh Early goes 6'8". McPherson does have some size, but not the size Miege has. In the semifinal round against Andover Central, as Robinson Early can't connect here, they were plus 21 on the glass. In the quarterfinal against Labette County, plus 18. So even when the shots aren't falling, all the rebounding, the second chance points, that's where they'll get you. And if they get hot, you better watch out. 1 of 2 on that trip for Robinson Earl. With every big-time program on his heels. 2-point lead. They go inside. Pyle. Good move. They get away from Robinson Earl in the paint. and ties us up at 4 apiece. It's a good start to this game for Pyle after he struggled yesterday. Garrett gets it right back, and he'll reset. 2 minutes gone in this first quarter. Robinson Earl's elbow jumper is a little long. Great crowd here in Salina. Ben Pyle will try a 3. That is off the back end of the rim. And it's probably a 75-25 split right now. McPherson crowd to Miege crowd. They did a great job of traveling, as they always do. But it is packed on this near side here in Salina at the Tony's Pizza Event Center. Largest crowd we've had in the state tournament. Garrett will try a 3 left wing. That one's long. Rebound, batted around, taken in by Miege. First board of the game for Spencer Jones on the heels of a semifinal performance where he grabbed 11 of those. And you see McPherson start in this zone. And they're almost shadowing Lopes. They're in a 1-3-1 primarily, but they want to shadow Lopes. Again, he burned him earlier in the year. Here's Garrett, straightaway 3. Off the tail end of the iron. Offensive rebound again. Jones gets fouled. Kind of the unsung hero for Miege, especially in yesterday's game. Kind of the forgotten man. He basically plays that small forward position at 6'5", and especially at the high school level, that is a mismatch. But he's not asked to do a lot offensively, but he is really good on the glass. Very active rebounder is Jones. He's already got a pair of them. Lopes right side. Robinson Earl into traffic, can't finish. Got a rebound, going back up. And finishing is Robinson Earl. And there it is, more second chance points. 6-4 Miege, 2-point advantage. And Miege will start in a man look. This 3 is well off by Alexander. Garrett. Back with it, almost 4 minutes gone in this opening frame from Salina. Early on the baseline. Open 3, why not? Jones can't hit. And early on, you see Miege fall back into that 1-3-1. They are going to give Miege those 3s. Miege is not a good three-point shooting team. They struggled from beyond the arc yesterday in the semifinal round. They were 0 for their first 11. Here's Pyle getting a 3. And there's the guy that struggled from 3 yesterday, but buries one here to give McPherson a 1-point advantage, 7-6. These two teams want to play slow against each other. They know the other's strengths. Garrett, that 3 won't go. Rebound again, Robinson Earl. And a timeout. 3:10 to play first quarter. And Miege doing what they do best, and that is hammering the glass and getting second chance hustle points. 3:10 to go first quarter. We'll keep you right here. It is a 1-point lead for Bishop Miege, and that is where this guy and this team, they make their money. It is on the offensive glass. That is now 5 offensive rebounds, and we are not even 5 minutes into this ball game. And they are struggling from the field. 33%, 3 of 9. But again, when you can get those offensive rebounds, it doesn't matter how many shots you miss. You keep getting these rebounds, eventually you're going to get an opportunity in close, like Robinson Earl has done on the last 2 possessions now for the Stags. And McPherson is falling back into that 1-3-1 zone for primarily that reason. They are giving up the perimeter game so they can collapse the paint, so they can take away Robinson Earl facing up to the basket, so they can try to take away those second chance opportunities, but struggling to do that early on. Pyle got fouled. .302 to go first quarter. 1-point Miege advantage, 8-7. Here comes Jake Alexander. Pyle with a jab step into the lane and a kick. Rolling to the rim, getting his shot blocked, and then a second chance opportunity and a trip to the line earned the hard way for Drew Labertu. Or excuse me, Cody Stufflebean, sorry, just off the bench and into the game. Free throw by Stufflebean is good. Solid free throw shooter, 64% clip on the year. Two for two on that trip. Labertu will also check in for McPherson. 2:40 to go in quarter number one. Stone Jeffries has checked in for Miege. He's got it left side. And again, you see them giving them that perimeter look. They want to collapse the paint and take away the interior offense. That's what teams do to Miege. They should be used to it, especially by now. Jeffries, you see the perimeter passing. Look at, there are three defenders around Robinson Earl. All the way to the basket, though. Jeremiah Garrett takes advantage of the collapse on Robinson Earl. It just screams down the right side of the paint for the easy lay-in. This ball kicked by Robinson Earl. And we talked about Ben Pyle. He will play everywhere, and he's got Robinson Earl guarding him out here 4 feet off the three-point arc. And now here he comes at him. All the way to the cup. Finishes with the left hand. And Ben Pyle, after struggling yesterday, boy, it's a thing of the past. He is on his game today. 9 points in the first quarter for Pyle. 1 point McPherson lead at 11-10. Jeffries will try a three. Off the tail end. Rebound, batted around, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Miege. Rebounding game will be key. You cannot stress that enough. Here comes Pyle, feeling it early on. 9 points already. Give him 11. Boy, he is abusing Robinson Earl right now. He is taking him off the dribble, and Miege is going to have to adjust for that. Robinson Earl attacking. And that one will not count. A charge call. And now Robinson Earl has got 2 early fouls. And that's critical. 1:10 to go first quarter. He's got 2 fouls now. And if you are Rick Zeke, you're probably going to have to put him on the bench. And you cannot allow him to guard Ben Pyle. Because Pyle, the last couple of possessions, wants to take him off the dribble. They fall back into a 2-3. Pyle feeling it. And a timeout. Oh, Ben Pyle. He's heating up. 14 in the first quarter. Full timeout taken. 55 to go in quarter number one. Stay with us on 810varsity.com.
That back and neck pain today. Westwood Chiropractic has been relieving Kansas City residents of pain for decades. Dr. Ken Downing has over 30 years experience. Call anytime at 913-432-5678 or visit westwoodchiropractickKC.com. Westwood Chiropractic, health and wellness for the whole family.
(16-10) McPherson. A 6-point lead over Bishop Miege here. We still have 55 seconds to play in the first quarter. It has been all Ben Pyle. 5 for 6 from the field, 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. 14 of his team's 16 points in this first quarter. Tearing it up, and he is a matchup nightmare for Bishop Miege today. Again, he had 25 in the state championship game last year. He's more than halfway there already. And Robinson Earl, he remains out there with 2 fouls for Miege. He has got to be careful. They cannot afford to get this guy into any foul trouble. Inside 50 seconds to play first quarter. McPherson a 6-point lead. Garrett. They swing to Jeffries. Again, McPherson has been giving them that three-point look all quarter. They gave them that three-point look back in the first matchup in December. They have no problem, and Jeffries dribbles it off his knee and out of bounds. And that's all they're doing, is they're sitting back and daring the Stags to attack the interior of that zone. It is not a complicated game plan at all, but it's very effective. Inside 21 seconds. 16-10, first quarter advantage for McPherson. Jake Alexander with it. They'll wait to go. Working it to Pyle, inside 7 seconds. Good passing inside, the layup will go. And that is how quarter number one ends. As Cody Stufflebean again, banging work inside, getting two more. It is an 8-point McPherson advantage after one quarter. 18-10 Bullpups. Stay with us on A10varsity.com.
This is Tom Pruitt, President of People's Bank and Trust. Since 1898, we have provided quality products and services to meet your financial goals. Our success is achieved through our greatest asset, our people. People dedicated to our core values of integrity, respect, teamwork, leadership, and accountability. We have proudly remained independent, committed to local ownership, operation, and investment. If you're looking for more from your bank, we invite you to come see the difference 117 years makes. People's Bank and Trust, adding value to people every day. Member FDIC.
Your score after one quarter. McPherson behind 14 points from Ben Pyle. Find themselves up 8, and they will have possession to start quarter number 2. What a start to this game for the Bullpups. And Jeremiah Robinson Earl remains out there with his 2 fouls after the quarter break. Pyle trapped on the baseline. Got to get rid of it. He does to Alexander, and they'll reset the offense. In the hands of Mason Alexander, struggled yesterday. 3 of 10 from the field. Jake Alexander, however, did not. He was on fire. He's got it right side, and he'll try a 3 off the back end of the iron. Pile the long board. Every rebound critical for McPherson, and there's a push off. And it's going to stay with the Bullpups. Jeremiah Garrett, the guilty party. Jones will check in. They'll send Jeffries off. How deep is Rick Zeke willing to dive into his bench in a game like this, where now they trail by 8 early on? And again, Robinson Earl, with 2 early fouls, has not touched the bench. Mason Alexander up front. Again, Miege has fallen out of that man look they started the game in. Settling into this 2-3. 1 minute gone in quarter number 2. Alexander straightaway 3. Robinson Earl, a great rebound. Boy, his head was about at the rim when he pulled that one down. Robinson Earl, here he comes. Traveled. Eight-point lead for McPherson. Slow start for Miege. 4 of 12 shooting the basketball. 4 turnovers already for the Stags. There was another one just then with a Robinson Earl travel. And we saw this exact thing in the fourth quarter of that game back in December. McPherson sitting on the ball just trying to kill clock. And now here's a wide open 3. Alexander buries it, and it's an 11-point lead. Boy, McPherson has come out and popped Miege in the mouth in this first half. Jones sidesteps, floater wouldn't go, pile the board. McPherson in charge in this first half. 2 minutes gone in quarter number 2. And now you see Miege switch back in that man defense. McPherson has shot them out of that 2-3 zone. And they were doing that to try to protect Robinson Earl from picking up a third foul. So keep an eye on him. Alexander, the pull-up from the elbow is long. Got his own rebound. Alexander, the runner. Strong, rebound, batted around, taken in by Early. And now Garrett wants to push. Garrett into a crowd. He'll retreat. They've got Garrett on the wing. They get it to him. He didn't take the three. He was open. And Miege will now take their time. Just looking for a good possession. Robinson Earl, triple teamed, lost it. Mason Alexander, the one that came away with the basketball. Again, they are daring them to throw it to Robinson Earl. Mason Alexander up front with it. He will drive. Blocked by Robinson Earl. And now the Stags want to run. Garrett left side, all the way to the rack. The putback wouldn't go. Robinson Earl, a third try wouldn't go. And a timeout taken by McPherson. Boy, how about the start from the Bullpups? And Miege, meanwhile, is caught scratching their heads. 21-10, your score. All McPherson. Miege yet to score in this second quarter. The Stags have started 4 for 14 from the field. 1 for 7 now from beyond the arc. Again, McPherson with that 1-3-1 look defensively are daring the Stags to shoot the 3 ball, and Bishop Miege does not do a good job of that at all. Turnovers also starting to rack up. Arguably the most important stat right now, McPherson hanging tough on the glass. Miege only +3 in the rebounding category after they dominated the glass in the semifinal and the quarterfinal rounds. They were +21 in the rebounding category against Andover Central yesterday and +18 in the quarterfinal round against Labette County. But right now, the 50-50 balls are just that. They're 50-50 balls. Trying to get it to Pyle. Lopes on him. That's a mismatch. He'll kick it to Diggs in the corner. Open 3. It was an air ball. With a head of steam, Jones got all the way to the 10. And I told you, that's some size disadvantage for McPherson as Jones, playing a guard, goes 6'5". He is a tough matchup. At that time, he was a freight train. Lead back to single digits at 9. Mason Alexander up front. Entry to Ben Pyle. He gets triple teamed now. Good ball movement. This 3 won't go. But McPherson did a good job of finding the open man. 3:25 to go till halftime. 21-12, McPherson in a low-scoring affair. Jones will try it. Jones long on the 3 ball. Robinson Earl hounding the glass, gets fouled on the rebound. Jake Alexander, the guilty party. 3:16 to play first quarter, first half rather. Miege trying to work into that 9-point lead early straight away. Garrett will reset the offense. Miege has won the last 2 state championships in 4A1. Trying to get a third, but McPherson has had a great first half. Tough take for Lopes around the rim and off. Forcing it up in a crowd. And here comes Ben Pyle. Has not scored in this second quarter. Has not shot the ball in this second quarter after scoring 14 in quarter number 1. He's got it right wing. Calls for a screen from J.C. Alexander, and now they rotate it left side. into the hands of Jake Alexander. McPherson has no problem being patient, especially here in this first half. They've built a 9-point cushion. Pyle will try a deep three and hit it. Oh, Ben Pyle feeling it in this first half. He's got 17. The lead is 12. 24-12. Bullpups over the Stags. Garrett probing. That's a tough jumper by Josh Early, and he knocks it down on the baseline along Jay. And he made that one look easy. Back to 10, 24-14, inside 2 minutes to go till halftime in your 4A1 state championship game. Drive and a steal. Garrett took that pass away, and he wants to push. Over to Lopes, big three. There's an air ball. Would have cut the lead to 7. He comes up short of everything. And now a whistle and a foul call on the sideline as Josh Early is the guilty party. Miege needed that three by Lopes to fall. Instead, he gets nothing but air. Miege just grasping for straws here offensively in this first half. Less than 30% from the field. And now 1 for 9 from beyond the arc. And this is very similar to how their semifinal game yesterday started. Again, it was a tight game at halftime, and they were 0 for their first 11 from beyond the arc yesterday in the semifinal before they hit 4 threes in the third quarter coming out of the locker room. Stufflebeam works right side. Into the hands of Ben Pyle now. Alexander. 1:07 to go till halftime. Taking their time. They were trying to work it to Pyle. Working against Lopes. Inside of a minute. Alexander with a push. No call. McPherson, they may take this clock down. Nearly a steal. Pyle thought about a three. He had the look. Inside 40 seconds. Now wisely, he'll bring it back and kill some clock. Labertu out front. 30 seconds. Alexander with 20 seconds. Boy, McPherson killing the last minute 5 of game time in this first half. That is a smart decision by Kurt Kinnaman. We're inside 10 seconds in quarter number 2. Pyle, 5 seconds deep, 3. Off the back end, tip, won't go, but a foul on the rebound on Robinson Earl. Oh, that is huge in this game. That is his 3rd if it's against him, and it is. And Rick Zeke is going to have some decisions to make in the second half. 24-14. First free throw rattles home. One more coming for Labertu. 0.9 to go in the first half. Robinson Earl played every minute of that first half, and he picks up 3 fouls in the process. Second free throw, no good. They got it off well short. We're at the end of the first half in your 4A1 state championship game, and McPherson dominated the first 16 minutes. 25-14, the Bullpups lead over the Stags as they head for the locker room here in Salina. Stay with us. Here in about 7 minutes, we will recap that first half. Look ahead to the second half. 16 minutes away from crowning a champ in the 4A1. Back in a second on 810varsity.com.
Get rid of that back and neck pain today. Westwood Chiropractic has been relieving Kansas City residents of pain for decades. Dr. Ken Downing has over 30 years' experience. Call anytime at 913 432 5678 or visit westwoodchiropractickc.com. Westwood Chiropractic, health and wellness for the whole family.
People's Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of local businesses. Hi, this is Matt Morrow. If you're looking to start your own business or make improvements to your current business, talk to our experienced team at People's Bank. Our team is committed to providing you prompt service and helping you build your business. And you know, we're pretty good at it. We've been helping local businesses for over 117 years. People's Bank and Trust on the corner of Maine and Kansas since 1898. Member FDIC.
Hutchinson Community College has over 70 academic and more than 40 technical programs providing an outstanding education. With small classroom sizes and award-winning instructors, Hutch CC has an active campus life with over 50 student organizations and nationally ranked athletic teams. Hutch CC has many opportunities when it comes to your higher education. Take classes on the main campus in Hutchinson through your outreach centers in Newton or McPherson and online. Earn credits while still in high school. Schedule your visit today or visit hutchcc.edu. Hutchinson Community College, your education destination.
Fall is ahead, and what better way to roll into the holidays than with a new Honda? O'Neill Honda has rates as low as 0.9% in clearance pricing on select remaining 2017 new Honda inventory. Family owned and operated since 1933 in Kansas City's first Honda store, O'Neill Honda is conveniently located at the corner of 80th and Metcalf in downtown Overland Park. Stop by and check out 400 new and pre-owned vehicles or anytime on O'NeillHonda.com. That's ONEILL Honda.com. O'Neill Honda, proud sponsor of high school athletics and the O'Neill Honda Top 25 of 810 Varsity.
Welcome back to Salina. The 4A1 state championship game is at halftime. It is a 25-14 lead for McPherson over Bishop Miege in that first half. We saw Miege just really struggle offensively. They couldn't get anything to fall. 28% from the field. They were 1 of 9 from beyond the arc. McPherson hung tough on the glass as well. Miege used to really pounding teams on the boards. They're only +4 on the glass after the first 16 minutes. McPherson, they didn't shoot it poorly. 40% from the field, 36% from beyond the arc. They've done it better, but Ben Pyle, he has not played much better than he did in the first 16 minutes. 17 points, 6 of 8 from the field, 3 of 5 from beyond the arc to go along with 4 rebounds in that first half. And again, it's just a matter of Bishop Miege was not hitting their shots in that first half, and it's something going forward they're going to need to figure out. McPherson did a really good job of falling back into a 1-3-1 zone defense, and it created a lot of fits. And maybe the most important stat of all that I haven't even talked about was the fact that Jeremiah Robinson Earl, the 5-star prospect, one of the best players in the country in the junior class, picked up 3 fouls in that first half. He played the entire first half, did not come out once, picked up his first 2 in the first quarter, did not come out. And then he picked up his 3rd foul with 0.9 seconds to play in the second quarter. He was almost a non-factor in that first half. He had 7 rebounds, but he only scored 5 points. And then the big 3 under the foul category. 25-14, something will have to change for Miege in this second half. But again, we did see this yesterday in the semifinal round when they took on Andover Central. They started real slow in that game. They had a real rough first half, and then they came out on fire in the third quarter. They started 0 for 11 from beyond the arc yesterday. They hit 4 threes in that third quarter. It was a big third quarter that propelled them into the state championship game. Can they get another one of those tonight, or does McPherson have what it takes to finally end the Bishop Miege run atop 4A1? The Stags have won the last 4 matchups between the two teams, 2 of those coming in this 4A1 state championship game, but now McPherson has the upper hand at halftime. They swing right side, work it into the paint, and Robinson Earl got bumped and fouled, and he's going to go to the line. Expect them to call his number a lot. And offensively, sure, they can run it through him, but defensively, he has got to be careful playing with 3 fouls in a game where they are trailing by 11. And if you're Rick Zeke, you can't afford to have him on the sideline. He misses the first free throw. 67% free throw shooter on the year was Robinson Earl. 1 for 2 on that trip. Just underway in this third quarter. 10-point lead, 25-15. Biggest lead was that 11-point margin that McPherson took into the intermission. Same starting five out there for both teams. Diggs with it. Right side, they work it to Labertu and now Pyle, who had a monster first half. Man look defensively, Robinson Earl is as far away from Ben Pyle as he can be right now. And they want to keep him away. Briefly, he was matched up on Pyle in that first half. Right now, he's with Mason Alexander. And Pyle took advantage of the matchup with Robinson Earl. Drove right by him both times he got that matchup. Look at him kill clock here. We're already inside 7 minutes to play third quarter. And we saw this stall game back in December when McPherson grabbed a fourth quarter lead over Miege. They tried to take the air out of the basketball. It was a much tighter game in that one. This pass taken away by Robinson Earl. Past one, laying it up, getting fouled and going to the line. And you can guarantee it that number 10 in red is going to try to take this game over. And that is one of the risks you run with the stall game. You're going to milk this clock, sure. There's still a lot of time. It's still 6:30 to play third quarter. But it can take you out of a rhythm offensively. In the first half, they were playing slow, but they weren't playing that stall game. And if you start playing that stall game again, it can really take you out of a rhythm of what was working for you. And then if you've got to scramble to get back into a rhythm, that could spell trouble. And I'm not saying that's what McPherson's going to do. They're not necessarily just going to pack it up and try to kill the rest of the second half clock. But I'm just saying it can inflict some damage on your offensive rhythm because they played well, especially Ben Pyle in that first half. Lead cut to 8, 25-17. Labertu left side. Diggs trying to work it into the hands of Mason Alexander. Again, Ben Pyle, 17 of his team's 25 points so far. As we approach the 6-minute mark, third quarter. Aggressive drive, and Jeremiah Robinson Earl met him at the summit. And now a foul in the backcourt as Garrett got tripped up. Oh, Robinson Earl, his second block of the game, and that was an emphatic rejection. That's 3 team fouls on McPherson now, 2 minutes into the second half. And Miege, just like that, can trim the lead to 6 or 5 on this possession. Early. Jones in the corner. Again, they got hot from beyond the arc in yesterday's semifinal game in that third quarter. Garrett almost lost it, scrambling for it on the floor. A timeout taken. Good job by Rick Zeke. And now Kurt Kinnaman is over here yelling with the officials. And unfortunately for him, we saw this same situation in the girls' state championship game. And you at home may be saying, well, it's a jump ball. Why was the timeout granted? The exact same thing happened in the state championship game. There was a jump ball at the same time a timeout was granted. And they gave the team that was initially on offense the timeout. So if nothing else, it's been a consistent call. I'm not arguing that it's necessarily the right call, but it's been consistent throughout the day. It's something we just experienced, and that call actually benefited the McPherson girls, ironically, in that game. 5:41 to go third quarter. And again, I'm not arguing that it's necessarily the right call, just that they called it consistently that way. So a near jump ball, but Miege gets granted the timeout. They maintain possession. Because possession arrow did favor McPherson. Jones up front. Will test the defense, get it back, open three, buried it. Oh, they needed that one. And all of a sudden, it's real quiet on the McPherson side. Lead cut to 5, 25-20. 6-0 run out of the locker room for Miege. Pyle out front. He had 17 in the first half, and now he'll get bumped and fouled by Ezekiel Lopes. First foul on Lopes, and he has been a non-factor so far in this game. 0 points in the game for Lopes. Again, after yesterday where he went off, 19 in the game. He had a really big third quarter yesterday against Andover Central. 5:08 to play third quarter. They get it into Labertu. Mason Alexander up front, 3 minutes gone in this third quarter. Robinson Earl got into the passing lane, and Garrett's going to come away with it. Here comes Miege. Robinson Earl, the baseline drive, the scoop. Oh, and a charge call, and that's number 4 on Robinson Earl. He used the hook to get around, and now he has got to come out with 4 fouls. And how long will number 10 sit on the bench? Jeffries into the game for Miege. And this is a critical juncture in the game. 4:49 to go, third quarter. And that's the 4th on the 5-star recruit, Robinson Earl. In a 5-point game, Pyle. Alexander left alone. Back iron, rebound, stays with McPherson. Trouble for Alexander, and he gets rid of it. McPherson crowd wanted to reach in, didn't get it. Mason Alexander up front now. Hands off, Pyle. 25-20. Bullpups yet to score in this third quarter. Trying to slow play it, but now Miege's best player and the best player in the state of Kansas is on the bench with 4 fouls. You would think this is the time to be aggressive. Pyle retreats, and this is that stall game, and I tried to tell you about it. This takes you out of a rhythm offensively. They are killing clock. It's just a 2-possession game. Step back 3 around the rim and off, but another offensive rebound. Pyle at 3, no good. And getting out in the corner, but stepping out of bounds. On the rebound was Alexander, back over to Miege. But boy, that was, well, successful in killing clock. But again, they have not scored in this third quarter. 3:20 to go in quarter number 3. Early lost it. It comes off of McPherson. Garrett tried to dart a pass. He saw a small window there for a second in the post. And this will be interesting. I'm curious to see if McPherson backs out of the 1-3-1 look that they've been in the entire game. And if they try to pressure Miege, maybe in a man. They work it into Lopes. They will stay in that zone. But again, Miege has to shoot them out of that zone if they want to get some man looks. 3 minutes to play third quarter in a 5-point game, 25-20. McPherson led by as many as 11 at halftime. Jeffries to cut the lead to 2, and he does. 9-0 run for Miege coming out of the intermission. McPherson scoreless in this third quarter. And this is a double-edged sword, this stall game. Alexander rolling to the rim, got past his man, and finished with a left hand. That time they got into a regular offensive set and capitalized. Lopes, left wing. Attacking, kicking to Jeffries, bobbled it, couldn't get it cleanly. Now he attacks. Jones inside, pulling away the trash. Back to a 2-point lead, 27-25. Again, Robinson Earl is likely done until the fourth quarter. And even then, he may sit part of the fourth quarter. Inside 2 to play, third quarter. Pyle, a drive. Pyle, missed the layup. And now Miege wants to run. They can tie or take the lead on this possession. Jeffries, right side. Now Miege happy to take their time. Garrett for the lead. Got it! Jeremiah Garrett and Bishop Miege, after trailing by 11 at the break, now find themselves up a point. 1:32 to play third quarter. Full timeout, and we'll take it with them. Without Robinson Earl, here come the Stags. Stay with us on A10Varsity.com.
About your insurance, it's what we do. Buying a car, having a baby, building a home, starting a business. Then it's time to call BPM at 913-681-099 or visit us on the web at bpminsurance.com. Great service and extremely competitive rates from the top-rated companies. Briar Payne Meade, 913-681-099. That's 913-681-099.
And I said it earlier that yesterday in that game against Andover Central, Bishop Miege got on fire from beyond the arc in that third quarter. In this third quarter today, they're doing the same thing. They've hit 3 threes in the quarter. Jeffries has got one. Garrett just hit that last one. Jones also buried a 3 to start the quarter. And just like that, Miege finds themselves back on top 28-27 in a back-and-forth contest in Salina. 1:25 to go, third quarter. And now a moving screen, and we're going the other way. And again, I hate to harp on the coaching, but I think that stall tactic in the third quarter has really cost McPherson. They have given Miege, a new outlook on this game. All the momentum sits with the Stags right now. Lopes, he has not scored yet. He's only taken 2 shots. Hasn't really looked for his shot in this game after dropping 19 yesterday. And McPherson is in a man look defensively. First time we have seen that. All the way to the rack. Lopes and one! Going to the line. How about the take from Ezekiel Lopes? Wow, what an athletic play from the senior guard. And a chance for the three-point play. Tough take by Lopes. 52 seconds to go, third quarter. And if you're Rick Zeke, you're a little bit more comfortable with Robinson Earl sitting behind you on the bench right now. Lopes connects, and he now is in the scorebook. He's got 3. 4-point lead for Miege. They have outscored McPherson 15-2 in this quarter. Pyle, a drive and a kick to Alexander. Got that 3! Mason Alexander, a big 3. And it's a 1-point game again. Inside 20 seconds. Of course we're going to be tight going into the fourth. It's Miege McPherson. What a game it's been. Garrett, 10 seconds. Using a screen. Jones, a 3. Buried it again. Spencer Jones, his third 3. Alexander the runner. And we're at the end of 3 quarters. Robinson Earl has 4 fouls, but Miege says we don't even care. A huge third quarter, and they're back on top in the 4A1 state title game. Fourth quarter next on A10Varsity.com.
People's Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of local businesses. Hi, this is Matt Morrow. If you're looking to start your own business or make improvements to your current business, talk to our experienced team at People's Bank. Our team is committed to providing you prompt service and helping you build your business. And we're pretty good at it. We've been helping local businesses for over 117 years. People's Bank and Trust on the corner of Maine and Kansas since 1898. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Salina again. McPherson outscored by Miege in that third quarter, 20-5. They led by 11 at halftime, and Miege explodes in that third quarter. They lead 34-30 as we head into quarter number 4. For what it's worth, Ben Pyle, 17 points in that first half, 0 for 3 in that third quarter. Still sitting on 17. Robinson Earl has re-entered back into the game. The original 5 out there for both teams as we start quarter number 4 of this state championship grudge match. The third time in the last 3 years, Miege and McPherson have met for the state title. Miege has come away both times victorious. They're 7 minutes and 39 seconds away from doing it again. Alexander, the runner, will roll in. 2 more for Mason Alexander. (34-32). Garrett. They work it inside. Robinson Earl had trouble catching it. Got it stripped. Ball's loose. Pyle saved it to Jones. To Earl. Boom! Robinson Earl putting down the hammer, and it's a 4-point lead. 7:05 to go in the state championship. On a crazy sequence. Again, McPherson will take their time offensively. They only trail by 4. Pyle way out front. Inside 7 to go in the fourth quarter. Has not scored in this second half. Going to work on Ezekiel Lopes, and a bump and a push and a foul on Lopes. That's his second. And Lopes is a tough kid. He's a very good defender, but there's a big size advantage for Ben Pyle going 6'7" on Lopes, who's only 6'2", but you can't afford to put Robinson Earl on him because, again, he's got 4 fouls. They go inside, trouble with the catch. Stufflebean will move it back up top. And it'll be Mason Alexander to settle into the offense and fire a deep 3 off the front iron. He was open, but maybe just out of his range. Tapped out of bounds, stays with the Stags. Miege in this game has used 1 player off the bench. Stone Jeffries, that is it. That is a ridiculous figure. Starting 5 has been on there a majority of this game. Robinson Earl inside, double team, works his way out of it. He stepped out of bounds though on the spin. Well, for a second you held your breath because you didn't know if he was going to get caught with that hook again, working that baseline. 6 minutes to go, fourth quarter. 4-point lead for Miege, 36-32. Pyle on Lopes again. He will go against Lopes, and another foul against Lopes. Boy, same story, different verse, huh? 3 fouls now against Ezekiel Lopes. We saw Pyle do that a couple of times to Robinson Earl. He blew right by him. Now Lopes trying to get physical with him. Has picked up 3 fouls with Pyle doing exactly that, just going into the body of Lopes. And it is a foul. It has to be called. And now this one comes off of the face of Alexander and out of bounds. It got deflected by Early, came back up, knocked Alexander in the head, and went out of bounds. And now a little full court pressure. They are in a man defense. They're going to try to trap here at half court. And it's interesting, if you break it, they've got to get back quickly. And they will, and they'll fall into that zone. This is what they do when Robinson Earl's on the floor. Jones looking for a 4th. Got a 4th! Spencer Jones having a game and a timeout. Oh, he's got 16. And who would have thought Spencer Jones would be your premier offensive player in the state championship game? 4 for 7 from beyond the arc is Spencer Jones. And what a week the 6'5 junior is having. He gets his first career double-double yesterday in the win against Andover Central, going for 10 points, 11 boards. And today he has been the man that has started the comeback for Bishop Miege. He hit the first three out of the locker room in the third quarter, and he has not cooled off. 16, 3 of his 4 threes have come in this second half. Boy, what a game by Spencer Jones. Miege, their biggest lead of the day, 39-32, 5:26 to go. Wow. And now McPherson, they are going to have to rev it up offensively. Down 3 possessions. Again, they played so slow in the third quarter. They only scored 5 points in that third quarter. And now Miege has gone up-tempo. And then they have caught an absolute fire from beyond the arc. Hitting 5 threes in the second half. Now 43% from beyond the arc in the game. They go inside. And a trip to the line for Alexander. It'll be Jake Alexander to the line, third on Jones. And now foul's becoming an issue for Miege. As Alexander hits his first free throw. Obviously, you know about the 4 on Robinson Earl. But there are 3 on Ezekiel Lopes and 3 on Spencer Jones now. And again, Rick Zeke has only gone 1 off the bench all game. That's Stone Jeffries. Has not utilized his bench in this state championship game. 5:10 to play in the 4A1 final. 39-34, Miege leads. Garrett. They go to the baseline. Jones, he's had a heck of a second half. And now Miege wants to kill some clock. We saw McPherson try to do this unsuccessfully in the third quarter. Jones, baseline drive, past 1, and laying it up and in. He's got 18, and the lead back to 7. Spencer Jones taking over in this second half. 4.5 to play. Pyle will attack. Ben Pyle didn't get the defender to jump into him. Instead, he fades away and knocks down the jumper. That is the first bucket for Pyle in the second half. He's got 19, odd 17 in that first half. And Garrett gets bumped and fouled. That's a crazy number to me. Ben Pyle, Western Illinois commit, your best scorer, has not really looked for his shot much in the second half. He finally gets one to go, but he has only taken 4 shots in the second half. 41-36, 5-point lead for Miege. They trailed by 11 at halftime. McPherson letting Robinson Earl get position inside on Ben Pyle. They fell out of the 1-3-1, went into a shell 3-2, and Robinson Earl able to get a flush. Pyle got the 3! And a 4-point game again and a timeout with 3:43 to go. 43-39. We will stay right here. And again, if you're just joining us, if you're not familiar with the rivalry that is Miege and McPherson, boy, it has been something the last couple of years. They have met in the state title game the last 2 seasons, with Miege winning both of those games. They met earlier in the regular season. It was an amazing game, maybe the best game in the state of Kansas all year. 48-46 Miege win. McPherson had a chance to force overtime. Ben Pyle got to play basketball at Western Illinois next year. Missed a runner off the back iron as time expired up in Kansas City. And that was the only loss on the year for McPherson. These teams do not like each other. And they've got 3 minutes and 43 seconds to hash it out. 43-39 Miege. They have won 4 straight in the rivalry. And again, looking for their 3rd straight state championship in 4A1. And it has been the Spencer Jones show for Bishop Miege. The 6'5" junior has dropped 18 and hit 4 threes. On the other side for McPherson, Ben Pyle. I don't need to tell you much more than that. 22 in the game for him, and 5 quick points in this fourth quarter. Full court pressure now from McPherson, and keep an eye on what kind of defense they fall into once Miege gets into the front court, because it has been your guess as what they'll play as far as this second half has gone. Garrett breaks into the front court. Oh, out of control. He maintains possession, though. Almost gave it up. Now he'll attack it all the way to the rim. Jeremiah Garrett. 2 more on a nifty take. Inside 3:20 to go. Alexander falling away, knocking it down. Mason Alexander with that too. Garrett breaking into the front court, and now he wants to slow it up. Early, dribbled it off the knee of a defender, got it back. Lopes couldn't get it to go. Robinson Earl the board. Got stripped and fouled underneath. Robinson Earl has not been a huge factor in this second half because of the foul situation, but that was a giant rebound. His 8th board of the game, and a trip back to the line. He's 4 of 6 from the charity stripe so far in the ball game. On the year, 67%, so right about at his average with the 4 for 6 on the day. 2:58 showing on the clock. 45-41, Bishop Miege leads. Robinson Earl, good on the first free throw. Boy, it has been a crazy day again here in Salina. The girls' state championship game went into overtime. McPherson won that one. Guys' game is a great one. 6-point lead for Miege, inside 3 to play. Alexander pull up from the free throw line. Look at this. Back to a 4-point lead. Pretty shot by Jake Alexander. 47-43. Garrett having trouble, and he gets bumped and fouled. Oh no, they call a timeout. Excuse me. Oh, Alexander sure reacted like there was a foul. But a timeout by Rick Zeke. 2:37 to go. We'll keep you right here. What a game it's been. Again, just to catch you up, McPherson with a big first quarter got out to an 8-point lead at the end of 1. They added to it in the second quarter. They led by 11 at halftime. And then in quarter number 3, they slowed it down. They played basically a stall game where they wanted to throw the ball around the perimeter and take off as much time as they could. Robinson Earl picked up his 4th foul and sat on the bench. Without Robinson Earl and with McPherson trying to kill clock, Miege caught fire. They had 4 threes in the quarter. They came all the way back and took the lead into quarter number 4. And in the fourth quarter, it's been back and forth. It's a 4-point game right now where we stand, 47-43. And it has been every bit as what it's been made out to be. They grudge match between these two teams. And it was one of the best games of the year back in December when they met up. And right now it has got everything that it needs to be another chapter in what has been a great rivalry. Close game, 2:37 to go for a one-state championship on the line. Miege with possession. And here comes the pressure from McPherson. And that may be the guy you want to foul going forward is Robinson Earl. Nearly a backcourt violation. Lopes saved it, and Garrett got fouled. But boy, Lopes almost lost it into the backcourt. And he made an athletic play, jumping over the timeline to throw that back to Garrett. And now Garrett's at the line with 2:27 to go. Garrett is his first trip to the line. He's got 7 points. 4 assists as well for the senior point guard. Connects on the first free throw. He's a solid free throw shooter, 73%. Miege, one of 2 EKL teams in their respective state championships. Blue Valley Northwest, the other EKL team. Second free throw, in and out, no good. 5-point game. 2:25 and rolling in the ball game. It's been an instant classic here in Salina. Jake Alexander, baseline pile. He'll pull up. Won't go. Another board for Robinson Earl. Zeroing in on another double-double. This is a big possession in this game. Garrett will retreat. A lot of ball handling by Garrett. Good crossover. Him and Lopes are the ones you want the ball in. Jones is a solid ball handler, but Garrett and Lopes are the ones, and now Jones with the blow-by and the lay-in. He has got 20. 50-43, 7-point lead for Miege. Alexander, tough three, buried it! And McPherson will not go away. And now a foul on the inbounds. And Mason Alexander didn't like the call. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think he's got much to argue. After the bucket, he went over and just kind of bear hugged Jeremiah Garrett. And Garrett just went 1 for 2 from the line on his last trip. In a 4-point game, 50-46. Misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Strap in. This is going to be a wild last minute 30. Alexander wouldn't go. Rebound, Robinson Earl. And he got fouled by Ben Pyle. Robinson Earl has got himself a double-double. And was there a technical just assessed? Oh, he fouled out. So Ben Pyle is done. I'm sorry. And his night in career is over with that foul. And he is going to get a standing ovation, and rightfully so. The leading scorer, the leading rebounder in McPherson program history is done. 22 points, 6 rebounds in the ball game. Robinson Earl on the other end has got his first free throw. One more coming for Robinson Earl. He can give Miege a 6-point lead, and he does just that. Rick Zeke takes a timeout. Stags can feel it now. Pyle is done. 1:21 to go. They lead by 6, 52-46. But on the other hand, all of a sudden the Alexanders are getting going. Mason and Jake have combined for 16 points. They have hit 2 threes here in this fourth quarter. Still a 6-point game. And as far as who you want to foul, well, Jeremiah Garrett isn't shooting it extremely well. 1 for 3 from the line. Maybe stay away from Robinson Earl. He's been to the line a lot. Maybe now he's finding his stroke. Spencer Jones is only 4 for 7 from the line. And McPherson now is without their top scoring threat, Ben Pyle. Although it's noteworthy, Pyle only had 5 points in the second half. 1:21 to go. Does McPherson have some magic in them? They led by 11 at halftime. And then Miege came storming back, outscoring McPherson 20-5 in the third quarter. Alexander got bumped and fouled by Garrett. Next foul, and McPherson will be shooting free throws. Another foul call as Alexander was trying to force it into a crowd. And now it's going to be a 1-and-1 opportunity as Mason Alexander makes his way to the line. In the game, Mason Alexander 9 points. This is his first trip to the line. He's got to have these. Try to cut the lead back to 4. Cashes in on the first try. He's a 74% free throw shooter. And he is going to play his college ball at William Jewell. Got them both. 48-52 ball game. Miege 4-point advantage. Same 5 out there for Miege. How early do you foul if you're McPherson? In the hands of Jones. They get it up into the front court. Dangerous pass is out of bounds. McPherson ball. Jones led Garrett too far, and Garrett just had to save the basketball because his momentum was going to carry him out of bounds, and he had to make a near impossible pass in midair. 52-48, huge possession. 1 minute to go. Alexander got it! 1-point game! 52-51. Garrett to Jones, double teamed, in trouble, and he is fouled on the sideline. McPherson not done yet. 1-point game, clock stop with 45.9 to go. How about that? J.C. Alexander draining the 3. 52-51, huge free throws for Jones. In and out. Are you ready for this number? Spencer Jones on the year is a 95% free throw shooter. He just missed his first shot. That's unreal. That's unreal. 45 seconds. Jones with another one. Drilled it. 53-51. And I think you got to go quickly if you're McPherson. I don't think you toy around here. No Ben Pyle. Mason Alexander on it. Inside 30 seconds. I think you got to go. You're down 2. Maybe they want to go for the win. Mason Alexander, the 3. Short. Robinson on the board. Lost it. Picked up by McPherson. Alexander gives off, tipped. Stays with McPherson. 12 seconds. Whistle and a foul. Free throws. Drew Labertu to the line. 2-point game. It's going to get loud. Short. Robin, no, it's Spencer Jones the rebound. Got to foul them, and he do with 9 seconds to go. Labertu missed the front end of the 1-and-1, and it'll be Jones to the line. Wow. But Jones just went 1 for 2 on his last trip. It's a 2-point game. 2 free throws is going to really put the pressure on the Bullpups. Again, in the regular season, a 95% free throw shooter. Jones. One more. McPherson out of timeouts. 9 seconds, though. Not over if he makes this free throw. Got them both. Zeke will not take the timeout. Here we go. They got to go quickly. 6 seconds. Alexander long 3. Got it! With 3 seconds. But Robinson Earl's going to catch it. and he is fouled too late. 0.1 to go. Wow. What an unbelievable game. And that's where you needed your timeout. You don't know, no way of knowing that, obviously. But you just wish you had one more timeout. Because he hit that with about 3 seconds to go. And there's nothing stopping the clock. The clock does not stop. Unless you've got a timeout and can stop it. And really, Miege shouldn't have even inbounded it. But they did. 0.1 left, Robinson Earl. Good on the first. .1 is not enough time to do anything with. What a game. What a game. Again in the 4A1 state championship. 2 of 2 for Robinson Earl and Bishop Miege. They're ready. 3 straight for the Stags. .1, again, not enough time. You would need to make it a tip or something. That's not enough time to catch and shoot. And they did not get it off. That's the ball game. Miege, for the 3rd year in a row, are champions of 4A1 in the state of Kansas. In this one, boy, this may taste the sweetest. They trailed by 11 at halftime, came all the way back. Robinson Earl sat for most of the second half with 4 fouls, and despite all of that, the Stags still come all the way back to win it, 57-54. Spencer Jones, what a game for him. He's your hero. 21 points in the game for the Stags, 4 for 7 from beyond the arc. Played the game of his life, and the Stags win it. Their 3rd straight 4A1 title. On the other side for McPherson, for the 3rd year in a row, they come up the runner-ups. Ben Pyle, he fouled out of this one late. 22 points, 6 rebounds in the game. Another great performance for him. He's going to continue his career at Western Illinois. But for Miege, what a comeback. What a second half. What a game by the Stags to get their 3rd straight title behind head coach Rick Zeke. Final numbers for you real quick. McPherson, 46% from the field, 41% from beyond the arc. 22 for Pyle, like I mentioned. Mason Alexander had 14. Jake Alexander had 7. And on the other side for the Stag, they shot lights out in the second half. They scored 43 points in the second half. Outscored McPherson 43-29 in the second half to complete the comeback. 53% from the field, 40% from beyond the arc. Spencer Jones, I said 21, sorry. He had 23 in the ball game to go along with 2 rebounds and an assist. He had 4 threes. 3 of those came in the second half. 18 points, 11 rebounds for Jeremiah Robinson Earl. Did most of his damage from the foul line, 10 of 12 from there. And 8 more points for Jeremiah Garrett. The Stags, for the 3rd year in a row, are champions of 4A1. They take down the Bullpups of McPherson High School. For Tim Spur, McClintock, thanks a lot for joining us on A10varsity.com. Have yourself a good weekend. Have yourself a good spring. Hey, we'll see you guys in football season come August.